you doing? Old man here. Today out with Brian. It's a hot one in Florida, that's for sure. I think it's 95 today. Everything is pretty slow when it's this hot. I'm slow, Brian's slow, we're all slow. Hopefully the fish are slow. Today we're doing something a little bit different. Brian's up there fishing with the wacky rig. He's caught one already. I'm changing it up today. I decided to go with a underspin paddle tail swim bait. You can see the little underspin right there, the paddle tail. I've got a little, I think it's 1/4 ounce weighted jig head on there. I come in through the body, come up underneath, so make it weedless so I can throw it, because right now we're going in the lilies. It's doing pretty good. I've had a few hits. I've only got one in the boat, missed one. I mean, it's slow going, but I'm gonna show you how I fish this. So I'm gonna throw it in, let it sink a little bit to wherever depth I want, and then I'm just gonna either probably vary my retrieve is probably the best way to do it. I slow up a little bit. If I feel it bump against the log, I let it go over and fall. Anyway, I'll take a look. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I've got it on a bait caster, my Akuma 7-foot medium heavy. So I'm just gonna cast it far back as I can, let it sink for a second. Sometimes you got to watch the line. And then let's see how it just brought it over top of that log, so I slow it down. Once I go over top of a lily, I let it sink again. Because I'm throwing it, there's no way of getting it so it's not on top of a lily. So once I bring it past the lilies, I let it drop right there. It's about 3 or 4 foot deep. I reel it in. Try it again. The beauty of the swim bait this time of year is that any fish will hit this thing. The bad part is mudfish will hit this thing. And gar. I like the little underspin. Adds a little bit more flair to it. Oh, and just like that, Brian's bringing in a monster. Nice, buddy. How's that for timing on his wacky rig? Really good, buddy. That's a solid pound. Solid. Deep. He took it deep. Nice, Brian. Good job, buddy.
Thanks.
You can kind of see how it looks coming through the water. I like the action on this thing. Hi, old man here. So yesterday when I was out filming with Brian and fishing with Brian, I was trying to explain how I was putting my swim bait together and fishing the swim bait. Unfortunately, like many people my age, I'm not very adept to filming and doing things correctly. I found that most of my filming, I was like, oh, you see my hands? And all you'd see was the occasional thumb popping up, right? So I'm doing this kind of fill in those gaps a little bit. I want to take the time and kind of show you how I rig my swim bait, specifically the one I used yesterday, and then a couple others, just to kind of give you more of an idea and a little bit more clarity and make a little bit more sense, at least so that you can see. To begin, this is the hook I was using yesterday. It's got an underspinner So as this goes through the water, this spins, it gets a little more action. It's got a weighted head, about a 1/4 ounce. And it's got this little guy right here. And that guy right there, he's gonna be where I'm gonna put my swim bait on and then run the hook through. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So to begin, yesterday I was using, I'm gonna take one of these. This is just a speed shad. It's paddle tail, swim bait. I really like them. It's a lot of good action in the water, pretty elastic. Anyway, it's good. So the way I start off with, so I'm left-handed, so I've got to switch this around. So the way I'm going to start off with is I'm going to look at the underbelly. So right here, the light is what I want underneath. I mean, you could hook it either way, but it doesn't matter. I want to see, there's a canal in these that goes up the underbelly and then on top as well. And so that's where you want to center. That's the center of the bait, and that's where you want your hooks to come through. So to start with, I'll grab my bait, put them between my fingers. See, I'll pinch that head, go right dead in the center, and then just twist that guy on. See, it's like a screw, and you just twist it on. And once I have it twisted on all the way, so now I've got lined up, so I look, now he's just hanging there, you see? So now I'm gonna take that hook, and I'm gonna kind of put it so the hook comes out this way. So now that I've got it measured, because this is what it's gonna look like, because I want this thing to be true. So I want it to be flat. I don't want a bow, I don't want it to come like this. I don't want it to be off to the one side or the other. I want it to be right smack in the middle. So what I'm going to do is see where that lines up here, and that's where I'm going to pinch, and that's where I'm going to put my hook through. So I'm going to push a little bit through, go right in the middle of that canal. Now, because I'm older, so now that I'm right in the middle of that canal, now I'm going to feel with my thumb so that it stays straight in center, and then come straight up the top. It's easier just to come straight in. It's harder when I'm talking and trying to do this. So I come straight up through the canal, and then what you have when it's done, what you have is, if you look, that hook is now weedless and it's right in that canal. If you look at it from the top side, straight, it's good. And now this thing will swim true. So it's right down the middle. So it's not gonna look weird. It's not gonna swim weird. It's gonna get a lot of action, and it's gonna pull through the water. So that's how I did this yesterday. And that's what I was trying to show you. It didn't do a very good job. Hopefully this is better. Now, that's, like I said, that's what I used yesterday. Now there are so many different hooks, so many different ways you can put a swim bait. So here's another one. It's got like an eye. This would be, you hook through, you're gonna run your swim like you would a Texas rig. So you're gonna put the head of the bait up here, and then bury your hook through. Another way is just straight up jig, like a jig head, right? So what you would do is you just run this through, run your swim bait straight, bury it right there, and then it would look like, well, let me just get another one. So basically, I'll just use this one. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go right in the center till they bend, and then you're gonna come out. And that is not what you're gonna do, because that looks awful. So you're gonna come, let me find the middle. You're gonna push this guy all the way through. But you wanna make sure that your hook is coming out, not like that, in the middle of the bait. Because if it's There we go. And then you just push the head up over there, and then that's how you'd fish that. You have to stay in the middle. So like right now, what I'm trying to act like I did the right job, but if you look, I'm not in the middle. So this would be a perfect, I'll show you what not to do. So this guy would not swim straight. So I need to come, see how the hook is not in the middle? I got a little canal here and it's offset. That thing wouldn't swim right. It wouldn't look normal at all. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm trying to rush through this, but that's how you would do that. Of course, it'd be in the middle, and that's what it would look like. Another way, here's another one. It's kind of the same principle as before. It's got a little mechanism here where I can attach on there so it would hang out, and then of course I just bury the hook in there, and that's another way. And then of course, last but not least, is just a weighted hook, right? So I'd screw this again, I'd screw it onto here and then bury the hook through to make it weedless, and then fish it that way. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to take time and do a quick, I guess we'll call it tutorial on the swim baits, how I rig up the swim baits. I think it's important because swim bait's a bait you can use all year round. I mean, really, in the cold, in the heat, when they're slow, as I stated in my video, you can catch anything, any fish with a swim bait. Just to kind of show you here, do a quick scan of my swim bait hooks. These are the ones I just use just for my swim baits. So I have a variety. It just depends on the size. Not these are all wacky rig hooks, but yeah, it just depends on what I'm doing, which swim baits I'm doing, which size. Oh, that's another thing I should have said, what size I'm using. So for example, you want that hook to be right where the body starts to taper. That's when you want that hook. You don't want a big hook that comes out here. You don't want a small little dinky hook that comes out here. So make sure that you get the right size for the size fish swim bait you have. I choose the big swim baits only because if I get hit, I want it to be a bigger bass. I don't want to catch, and I have caught warmouth and I have caught small bass on this, but I think the bigger the bait, the better the chance at a big bass. So that's what I go with. But anyway, just want to take a minute, talk about this, enjoy the video. You know, let me know what you think about swim baits, if you use them, what your technique is and how you do it. Like I said, as always, comment, like, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, I appreciate it. Almost at 150. Really appreciate the support I'm getting. I like the feedback. I like the comments. So keep them coming. Soul Man out. Stay safe. We'll talk to you next time. So what I'm using right now are speed shads. Pass Pro Shop. Bluegill flash. I think they're 4 inches. I just lost a tail on this guy, so I'm gonna take you through how I put this thing on. So hope this is seeing it pretty good. But this is where I'm gonna take the head. I'm gonna pinch the head a little bit, get it nice and straight. Just twist it on. So once I have that guy twisted on, now I can look and say, okay, this is how I want it to look. Jeez, this is how I want it to look when it's on. So that's where I need to come through the body. So I'm gonna look right here, like I said, this has got like a little opening, so I'm gonna squeeze it a little bit. But this is the tough part, so you want to make sure you come straight and straight out the other side where it's dimpled in. There we go. Now it should swim well. Not sure you can see that in the camera, but it's swimming true. So let's see if the first cast we pull in a lunger. No. Oh, there you go. Oh. Well, it might have been a gar. So I do that to keep Brian on his toes.
Yeah, I've managed twice in a row to get my hook through the end of the rod.
That's practice, dude.
Yeah.
It's because you're an angler.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's the raptors. Oh, another one. It's probably that same gar. Here it goes. And there it goes. I was deep in there. So I'm keeping it pretty low to the ground today. And the reason is because it's so hot. The water temperature right now is 88 degrees here. So that's pretty warm. So there's this one I'm throwing. I've also got a spook I'm gonna try a couple casts with. Show you how I work that. It's just a typical walking bait. Since we got a little clearing here with not too many lilies, try to throw this without getting us caught. See, I keep my protectors on there because no matter what, those trebles stick me all the way to the bone every single time. So this is the original Zara spook. So I can tell you, it's just trying to get me right now. It scares me more than anything, pulling these plastic pieces off. Okay, there's one. Okay, I'll never find that. There's this. Oh, whew, almost got me. So this, like I said, is just your typical walking bait. So you're gonna fish this, you're gonna throw it up close, and you're just gonna like you're doing a drum. See how I just take the tip of my rod? Sometimes I'll wait and let it pause, but that's how I'm gonna fish this guy. Get it close as I can, and then just start working it. Well, I'm left-handed, and man, that looked awful. Oh, that's not gonna end good. This isn't gonna end well. Yeah. Thought we were gonna go in the trees there. But it's like I'm taking the tip up. So there's some, what's the word I'm looking for? My line's not tight, just slack. Jeez, that's what happens when you get old, you forget everything. So I've slack in my line, and when I have slack in my line, just do that. Then I just take, like I'm beating a drum. Do, 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 do. You see how that bait just walks back and forth? That's it. That is the spook. And if I ever catch anything, I'll probably scream like a girl, because I'll be so surprised. Now the swim bait I'm throwing on braid. Fluoro would probably be the better choice, at least a fluoro leader. But I'm throwing it through a lot of cover. And if I do get into something, I want to be able to pull them through without worrying too much about breaking my line. Something else I should probably note. So last time Brian and I were out, we suffered through 2 thunderstorms. So my boat was completely saturated with water. Anyway, I left everything open to dry. Pretty slick. But if I can't tell you, the gloves I have on right now smell like death. I mean, I'm out here in the open. If I farted right now, I wouldn't be able to smell it. But these gloves, I can smell them things from 20 yards away.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Nice.
God. I got snagged on my own jacket.
What's the matter?
Mm-hmm. No, I got snagged on my own jacket.
Ooh, nice. Looks good. Little one?
Not too bad. Not too shabby.
Pliers? Good?
No, I'm good.
Want to weigh it?
No.
Pound and a half? It's very nice.
Not too good. Not too bad. Did it take my tail again?
That one.
Nice.
A bluegill?
Nice.
I don't have my gloves on. Or that could be a warmouth. Have to ask Jason.
Is that alligator in there, or is that a manatee?
Looks like maybe. Oh, it's a manatee. Check him out. Eating the vegetation.
You know how to get the manatees to come to the boat?
How's that?
Come here, manatee.
Nice.
Come here.
It's good.
That's not working. Oh yeah, see he's moving back there?
Oop, I got one.
It's probably working. Got one?
Yep.
You need the net?
No.
You need the... He got that. That boat flipped that big Mahatma
Yeah,
Gandhi.
see how big he is? I mean, he just came right up in the boat. Oh, there, buddy.
You want me to do that? So the Yeah, I was watching all that move. I'm like, dude, that's either an alligator or a manatee because if that's a fish, I'm terrified to catch it.
Look at that monster. Look at that.
Dude, you want to? I think we should weigh it. Oh, damn! It slipped out of your hands.
Less than a pound. Caught one. I'm happy.
And the manatees come. I told you it worked. Come here, manatee. Watch this. Go. Go away. See? Go away, manatee.
Perfect.
Good job. Like a freaking manatee whisperer.
Well, either they like this color better, and I'm just working the averages here.
Well, it worked. So let's just go with that.
Yeah.
You slayed that monster too.
Freaking,
You
see
didn't
that?
even grunt.
I mean, he was so big I didn't even know I had one.
You didn't even grunt.
I saw my line move.
I've had bigger lilies. That's how it was last week. Did you
Yeah.
check and see if you had a hook mark? Because it might have been the one I caught last time.